Museum founder Electra Havemeyer Webb was one of the earliest collectors of American folk art. She bought her first folk art sculpture, a cigar store figure from Stamford, Connecticut in 1908, when only 19 years old. Mrs. Webb traveled throughout New England in search of folk art and was, by the 1940s, buying from such prominent dealers as Edith Halbert at the Downtown Gallery in New York City. Halbert's collection, and ultimately Mrs. Webb's collections, were an important part of intersection between American folk art and American modernism. Shelburne Museum's pioneering collection of 18th and 19th century American folk art is one of the finest in the nation. Weathervanes, Whirligigs, cigar store figures, trade signs, ships' carvings, and scrimshaws are on view, as are exceptional paintings by artists including Erastus Salisbury Field, Edward Hicks, Amie Phillips, William Matthew Pryor, and Joseph Whiting Stock. Let's take a look. This room contains a wonderful collection of Weathervanes. Now, from what I heard, Electra was known to gather a 30-foot ladder and climb up herself to the top of a roof to snatch a Weathervane if she loved it. She got permission, of course, and paid for it, but she would go and gather them herself. And this is such a beautiful collection, I can understand why she'd climb a roof to get it. Who wouldn't want one of these Weathervanes? I've always thought that whirligigs were an amazing piece of folk art. Imagine carving something like that out of wood, putting it outside for the elements and having it last. And man, when that wind blows, you have a treat for your eyes. The woman spinning her wheel, or the farmer using a machete to cut down his field. Whirligigs are really something. Back in the 1700s and 1800s, there was a lot of illiteracy. Many people didn't know how to read. In order for the tradespeople to be able to advertise their businesses, they actually had to make replicas of what they did. Can you guess some of the trades? are show figures. The life-size wooden sculptures, commonly called cigar store or tobacconist figures, were originally known as show figures in the mid to late 19th century. They were made by skilled artisans originally trained as ship's carvers, working in major port cities like New York, Philadelphia, and Detroit, resulting in distinct regional styles. These artisans based their portrayals on racist stereotypes promoted by the fine, theatrical, and literary arts of the time. Native American subjects were particularly popular because of their association with the cultivation and ceremonial use of tobacco. Show figures depicted indigenous peoples in patronizing and offensive ways, disrespecting their cultures for the sake of making a profit. Once common fixtures throughout the United States in both urban and rural places, show figures were legislated off the streets of New York in the early 20th century by a series of municipal laws aimed at relieving sidewalk congestion. The eagle is a prominent symbol in America, representing various values and characteristics. In the content of the United States, the eagle is primarily associated with freedom, strength, and independence. It has been used as a symbol since the country's early days and is featured in several official emblems. The bald eagle, in particular, is the national bird and emblem of the United States. It was chosen as the national symbol in 1782 because of its majestic appearance, strength, and long life. The bald eagle is also associated with the idea of liberty and freedom, as it is often depicted flying high and proud. Stencil art in the 1800s was a popular form of folk art that allowed people to create decorative designs and patterns on various surfaces. Stenciling involved the use of pre-cut templates made of materials such as metal, paper, or stiff cardboard, with openings or cutouts that formed the desired pattern. These templates were placed over the surface to be decorated, and then paint or ink was applied through the cutouts to transfer the design onto the object. During the 1800s, stenciling was widely used to decorate walls, furniture, textile, and household items. It was an accessible and affordable way for people to add artistic flair to their homes, particularly for those who lacked formal artistic training or resources. figureheads were decorative sculptures prominently displayed at the prow front of sailing ships. Originating in ancient maritime cultures, figureheads reached their peak during the Age of Sail, 16th to 19th centuries. Carved from wood or occasionally metal, figureheads showcased intricate designs of mythical creatures, gods, animals, or historical and cultural symbols. They not only added artistic beauty to the ship, but also served practical functions. Acting as the ship's face, figureheads helped sailors and onlookers identify vessels from a distance, and they were often unique to each ship, signifying its individuality. Beyond their visual appeal, figureheads held symbolic significance and superstitions. Sailors believed these sculptures offered protection and good luck during voyages, providing a sense of security amid the dangers of the open sea. Figureheads were central to maritime heritage and cultural identity, representing a vessel's origins and affiliations. However, with the advent of steam-powered ships and changes in ship design, the tradition of figureheads gradually waned and they became less prevalent on modern vessels. Nevertheless, they remain an enduring symbol of the rich seafaring legacy and artistry of centuries past, preserved and admired in maritime museums and restored historical ships.